Only listen when you can safely relax and bring your full awareness to your own complete comfort, so that you may better calm yourself down and relax. I hope you find this transformative session to be especially useful to you for winding down in your day's twilight moments and for calming any unwanted busyness of an overactive mind, or a mind which may find it difficult to switch off entirely when it is time to rest and let go of thinking. So make sure you are first in a place and position where you won't be disturbed, and give yourself all conscious permissions to deeply and completely benefit in your own way, just as soon as we now begin. Now, very likely, as you have been listening to these introductory words, you may have already felt an urge to close down the eyes in that familiar resting way. After all, that's what we do when we do lie down our heads on our pillows and signal to ourselves that it's now entirely okay to take those first few delightful steps to move gently deeper down into the waiting promises of that inner peacefulness within. But if you haven't yet done so, then just go ahead and close down those eyes now. And with the eyes closed down, and you are comfortably listening along to the sound of my voice, it may be helpful to you to remember, as my voice goes deeper with you, that if something or anything should happen during this restful experience, anything that requires your immediate outside attention, then no matter how deeply you do relax, if your external situation requires it, you will always be able to quickly and easily open those eyes and return again to your fully alert state, attending to whatever may be needed. But for these moments now, I'd like you to just let go, as best you can, of the distractions of your outside world, and begin to enjoy these senses of your own developing internal world. And you can encourage yourself to relax a little more into a restful comfort by saying to yourself this mantra quietly within your own thoughts. I am now choosing to enter into a state of healthy, pleasant, and deep relaxation. And even in relaxing, I know I always remain within all choices of my own control. Or another way of strengthening this decompressing response is to say, I am here learning how to let go, to exactly the level of calmness and relaxation that I now choose. Now, in this way, you may be finding yourself relaxing a little more, already just by telling yourself and acknowledging those words. And you may begin to discover, as you do move a little further into your peaceful awareness, that it's often much easier to notice those other non-visual senses within us. Those other senses beginning to heighten or expand, or become a little more in tune in some interesting and developing ways when the eyes do remain closed. For example, you may soon become aware of some different sounds that you may be hearing around you. Or you may notice the smell of the air through the nose. Or a certain taste may be sensed there upon the resting surface of the tongue. Or it may be the touch and sensations of the surfaces underneath you, which brings your awareness to those points of contact where your head or your back or your legs meet and touch and connect with the comfortable sheets or the mattress below. And for a few moments here, I want you to just let yourself check in with your physical senses, without any judgment or any need to analyze or any need to do anything at all, except just taking a calm note of whatever sensations may be experienced in this present. And allow any subtle changes to also occur. Noticing that as the body does rest and relax, sensations come and go. And continue to change and develop, becoming different from moment to moment and second to second. And after a short while of this awareness, very likely your mind may also begin to drift, or it may wander about in some ways. Because you know it really is the nature of our minds to so often search out for a new focus, or to bring up random thoughts, or those spontaneous ideas. Or perhaps seeking out certain words or phrases, almost as if there were a type of dialogue inside of yourself, where one part of you is wanting to speak and another part of you is wanting to listen. Speaking and listening within yourself in this way. We may find there are certain images there, pictures or glimpses of flashing details, which the thinking mind may wish to replay or recall, just like scenes from your own personal films. Or photographs or snapshots from your past, or from your most immediate and recent day. And even before you move too far down and ahead, I'd like you to just allow this familiar process of the thinking mind wandering about to very deliberately and consciously now occur. So if you find the thinking mind wants to jump up and down in some energetic way, or it wants to compete for your better attentions, from the words you are hearing and I am saying to you, then part of you can just let that happen for this little while. Or if the mind wants to steer that awareness towards some particular meaning, or some particular picture, or some language of ideas, then go ahead now and give it every permission to go there, for the mind to just move wherever and however it will. And I know this may seem to you a little contradictory to make this kind of choice here at first, but just remember it's very important to let the thinking mind know that yes, it does have an important purpose to you. And yes, the thinking self can be acknowledged and it can be heard. And the deeper you do go, the more your observational, watching self now really can begin to step back a little. And to realize that it also has a powerful choice. A choice which is to pay attention to each passing thought. Or a choice to move in that awareness and to flow somewhere else entirely, which is a little more distant away from those thoughts. And after a few more moments of allowing the thinking self to be entirely at play, then I'd like you to allow your focus to gently change a little more, just by consciously directing it gently and slowly towards your own breathing. So go ahead now and take in a few deeper breaths, 3 or 4 more deliberate inhalations, now by breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. And notice the rise and fall of your chest and your stomach, and notice how the body naturally relaxes again, a little deeper each time with each new out-breath.